the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand.
Tourette syndrome is a disability, and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette syndrome has no control over their language.
I'm saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend, that seems like a setup, is.
The internet just got hit with something nobody saw coming. It all started as whispers, rumors floating around social media. But when Katt Williams finally spoke out, the truth behind Michael B. Jordan's N-word controversy was laid bare, and people were shook. Fans immediately shared clips, screenshots, and reactions, igniting chaos across every platform. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, viewers couldn't stop talking. Katt Williams didn't hold back. His words were raw, direct, and unfiltered. Every line cut deep, exposing layers of the story that had been hidden from the public. Viewers could feel the tension radiating through the screen, the frustration, the anger, and the absolute need to set the record straight. And Michael B. Jordan? Suddenly, the spotlight shifted completely onto him, forcing questions, explanations, and reactions from fans everywhere. This wasn't just gossip. This was a clash of reputations, a confrontation that threatened to redefine public perception. Every fan, influencer, and commentator immediately began dissecting Katt's statements, analyzing tone, timing, and intent. The debate wasn't just about words, it was about respect, authenticity, and accountability in Hollywood. The shocking truth hit fast. What started as a rumor exploded into a full-blown controversy. Memes, reaction videos, and commentary flooded the internet. People were debating every nuance, every gesture, every implication. And one thing became clear: when Katt Williams speaks, the world listens. And what he just revealed? It's bigger, messier, and more shocking than anyone expected. The moment Katt Williams began speaking, it felt like the room went silent. Social media feeds were already buzzing with rumors, but when the first clips went viral, the real intensity hit. Fans immediately noticed the sharpness in his words, the clarity in his tone, and the way he didn't hold anything back. The tension was palpable. Every gesture, every inflection, every pause was scrutinized, analyzed, and replayed thousands of times within minutes. According to insiders, Katt had been planning to address this privately for weeks, but the timing was critical. The story of Michael B. Jordan's alleged N-word controversy had been simmering under the surface, with whispers and speculation building across forums, comment sections, and social media groups. Katt's public revelation didn't just confirm rumors, it exploded them into the mainstream. Viewers quickly dissected his delivery. He was calm yet forceful, measured yet sharp. His words carried authority, a combination of personal experience and insider knowledge that made his statements impossible to ignore. Fans reacted instantly, debating every nuance. Did Michael B. Jordan cross a line? Was he being called out unfairly? Or was this a necessary exposure of Hollywood hypocrisy? Meanwhile, reaction videos began flooding platforms. YouTubers slowed down Katt's statements, analyzed facial expressions, gestures, and pauses. Every sentence became a discussion point. Influencers on TikTok and Instagram created short clips highlighting key moments, and memes started circulating, referencing the raw intensity and shocking revelations. Some fans supported Katt, praising his courage to speak the truth. Others questioned his motives, wondering if this was a calculated move to grab attention. The conversation wasn't just about words anymore. It was about context, perception, and the power dynamics at play. The debate extended beyond social media. Podcasts and live streams dedicated entire episodes to breaking down Katt's statements. Analysts dissected tone, timing, and intent, speculating on what this exposure could mean for Michael B. Jordan's reputation. Some suggested behind-the-scenes tensions in Hollywood, hinting at discussions that might have been happening privately before this moment went public. By midday, the drama intensified. Fans created timelines of the alleged incident, cross-referencing Katt's statements with past interviews, social appearances, and subtle hints that had been overlooked. Every detail mattered, from a hand gesture to a tone shift, and every nuance was debated endlessly. Even the mainstream media picked up the story. Headlines screamed, "Katt Williams exposes Michael B. Jordan," and coverage focused on the explosive nature of his revelation. The stakes were clear. This wasn't just celebrity drama. It was a public confrontation that challenged reputations, perceptions, and influence in Hollywood. By late afternoon, Katt released additional commentary, responding to online reactions. His tone remained firm and measured, but the intensity didn't waver. He reinforced the main points, clarified misconceptions, and emphasized the importance of accountability. Social media exploded again. Clips went viral, threads were created, and debates became more heated than ever. Fans analyzed his approach, noting his strategic pauses and deliberate phrasing. Some argued that Katt was playing a masterclass in controlling the narrative, ensuring that while the statements were shocking, he maintained authority and credibility throughout. Others focused on the content itself, dissecting the implications for Michael B. Jordan, Hollywood culture, and societal conversations around race, respect, and accountability. By evening, the conversation had reached a fever pitch. Clips were shared millions of times, memes and reaction videos multiplied, and hashtags trended across platforms. Every viewer, from casual fans to industry insiders, seemed to have an opinion. Discussion shifted from mere curiosity to cultural debate. People debated authenticity, motives, and long-term consequences. Meanwhile, the subtle hints of tension behind the scenes added layers to the drama. Rumors circulated that advisors and close contacts had attempted private mediation, trying to control the fallout. Whether true or not, the speculation made the public discourse even more intense. Every social media post, every minor comment, every subtle gesture became evidence in a story that had grown far beyond the original controversy. As night fell, the story had evolved. What started as a shocking revelation became a full-scale public spectacle, a blend of strategy, controversy, and psychological drama. Katt Williams had not only exposed a scandal, but had done so in a way that forced millions to engage, debate, and participate in the narrative. One thing was clear: the audience was hooked. The drama was far from over, the stakes had risen, and the next move from Michael B. Jordan, from Katt, or even from social media itself, could explode the situation even further. The tension lingered, the debate raged on, and fans couldn't wait for what would happen next. By the morning after Katt Williams' explosive revelation, social media was no longer just buzzing, it was on fire. Clips from his statements were circulating everywhere, being slowed down, paused, and analyzed frame by frame. TikTok users, Instagram influencers, and YouTube commentators were dissecting every micro-expression, every tone shift, and every hand gesture. It was more than entertainment now, it was a full-scale digital investigation. Fans immediately began debating fiercely. Some praised Katt for his courage to speak the truth, applauding the raw honesty and accountability he displayed. Others questioned his motives, suggesting this was a strategic move to dominate headlines and generate viral content. The comment sections became battlegrounds. Supporters and critics clashed over interpretations of his words, the context of the allegations, and Michael B. Jordan's response, or lack thereof. Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan stayed quiet publicly, but insiders hinted that the pressure was mounting behind the scenes. Advisors and close contacts were reportedly drafting statements, monitoring social media sentiment, and strategizing for damage control. Every subtle leak, every behind-the-scenes conversation became fodder for speculation. Social media users scrutinized his previous interviews, past comments, and public appearances, searching for inconsistencies or hints of guilt. Reaction channels on YouTube exploded with content. Titles screamed phrases like, "Michael B. Jordan exposed?" "Katt Williams drops bombs." "Hollywood scandal shocks fans." Every clip was analyzed in painstaking detail. Fans created side-by-side comparisons, slow-motion breakdowns, and highlight reels, pointing out micro-expressions, subtle gestures, and the emotional weight behind Katt Williams' words. Memes began circulating, exaggerating moments of tension, incredulity, or shock, and hashtags trended on Twitter and Instagram, keeping the story at the top of feeds. Podcasts and live streams quickly jumped on the drama. Analysts discussed not only the scandal itself, but also the power dynamics at play. Some argued this was a lesson in accountability, while others suggested it was a battle for influence, control, and public perception. Every statement by Katt or reaction from fans became a data point in this high-stakes cultural conversation. By mid-afternoon, the tension escalated further. Katt Williams posted follow-up commentary addressing reactions online. His tone remained firm yet calm, emphasizing accountability, context, and the importance of understanding the broader truth. Viewers noted the calculated approach. He wasn't just reacting impulsively. Every word reinforced his authority and credibility while keeping the drama alive. Fans began connecting dots between Katt's statements and previous public interactions between him and Michael B. Jordan. The narrative evolved beyond the N-word controversy into a broader discussion about Hollywood, power, race, and respect. Every minor detail, a glance, a gesture, a slight inflection, became evidence for arguments, memes, and debates. Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan's lack of immediate public response fueled speculation even more. Was he planning a calculated response? Was he genuinely unaware of the full context? Social media users pored over every clip, every interview, and every story from his past appearances. Some fans argued that silence was a strategy, others claimed it was a sign of weakness. The uncertainty only intensified the drama. Even mainstream media outlets jumped on the story, framing it as a high-profile cultural clash. Headlines highlighted the shocking nature of Katt's revelations and the potential fallout for Michael B. Jordan. Interviews with industry insiders, comedians, and fans added fuel to the fire, creating a narrative that extended far beyond the initial controversy. By evening, social media reactions had reached a fever pitch. Fans were not only reacting, but actively participating in shaping the narrative. Every post, comment, and reaction became a part of the unfolding story. Memes were shared millions of times, reaction videos gained hundreds of thousands of views, and discussion threads extended across multiple platforms. It wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a cultural phenomenon. Behind the scenes, sources hinted at strategic conversations happening privately. Advisors were reportedly discussing public statements, potential interviews, and ways to control the narrative. The speculation around these private maneuvers added another layer to the drama, keeping the audience on edge. Late into the night, Katt Williams released another short clip. He didn't reveal new information, but the intensity in his eyes and the firm tone of his voice reinforced everything he had said before. Fans interpreted this as a reminder. He controlled the narrative, and the story wasn't over yet. Reaction videos exploded once more, breaking down subtle moments, gestures, and pauses. Social media users were hooked, replaying every second, debating motives, and predicting what might happen next. The drama had reached new heights. Katt Williams had successfully escalated the story from a rumor into a viral cultural event. Michael B. Jordan's silence, combined with Katt's strategic releases, created suspense, tension, and anticipation. Fans, commentators, and casual viewers alike were waiting for the next move, knowing that the climax, whether public confrontation or subtle resolution, could completely redefine the narrative. This wasn't just a scandal. It was a masterclass in public perception, strategy, and influence. And everyone watching knew one thing: the next moment could be explosive. The tension that had gripped social media for days finally reached its peak. By morning, every platform was buzzing. Clips of Katt Williams' statements were being replayed endlessly, dissected frame by frame. TikTok videos slowed down his gestures, YouTube analysts paused his expressions to study every nuance, and Instagram stories highlighted phrases that sent fans into debate. The internet wasn't just talking, it was obsessed. Fans debated endlessly. Who held the upper hand? Was Michael B. Jordan cornered by Katt's revelations, or was his silence a calculated move? Social media threads exploded with arguments and counterarguments. Memes transformed into cultural commentary, reaction videos became evidence, and hashtags trended across platforms. The world had turned this into a full-blown spectacle. Insiders reported that Michael B. Jordan's team had been working frantically behind the scenes. Lawyers, advisors, and PR consultants were strategizing how to respond without escalating the drama further. Every public post, interview, and subtle movement was being monitored. Social media users noticed every detail, from past interviews to public appearances, and debated their implications. Fans theorized, speculated, and tried to predict his next move. Meanwhile, Katt Williams maintained control. He released a series of follow-up clips, clarifying statements, adding context, and addressing fan reactions. His tone was firm, authoritative, and unshakable. He didn't need to yell or attack. The calm intensity of his delivery amplified the shock factor. Viewers noted the subtle cues: steady eye contact, deliberate pauses, and a commanding presence that dominated every frame. Reaction channels exploded once again. Titles read, "Katt Williams destroys Michael B. Jordan. Hollywood scandal gets real. The truth finally revealed." Every clip, every pause, every glance was analyzed. Fans debated micro-expressions and phrasing endlessly. The public was no longer passively observing. They were actively constructing the narrative themselves. Every detail became part of the collective story, from Katt's tone to Michael's silence. As the day progressed, the psychological tension escalated. Katt's calm authority contrasted sharply with Michael B. Jordan's silence or carefully measured public responses, creating a magnetic digital duel. The audience hung on every post, comment, and story. Analysts discussed strategy. Katt had successfully controlled the narrative, while Michael's silence became part of the suspense. The stakes were now about legacy, reputation, and influence, rather than just a single controversy. By evening, subtle escalation unfolded. A brief clip emerged of Michael B. Jordan addressing fans indirectly, emphasizing respect, awareness, and the importance of understanding context. It wasn't a full apology or confrontation, but the nuance didn't go unnoticed. Fans immediately dissected every word and gesture, comparing it to Katt's statements. Every minor inflection, hand gesture, and glance became viral content. Reaction videos went live within minutes. The climax built as influencers and content creators debated what was next. Was this the end, or just a temporary pause before a new revelation? Memes exploded with creative exaggerations of the tension. Live streams discussed every subtle movement as if it were a chess match. It was clear, the story had evolved far beyond the original leak, becoming a full-scale cultural event. Katt Williams then released another follow-up clip. Calm, measured, yet undeniably dominant, he summarized the controversy with a mix of clarity and authority. This wasn't just exposure, it was a lesson in timing, influence, and control. The clip resonated immediately, going viral within minutes. Fans praised his strategy, noting how he had turned rumors into a masterclass in narrative dominance. By late night, the situation reached a form of resolution, but in the most dramatic way possible. There was no shouting match, no public meltdown, no complete humiliation. Instead, there was clarity, authority, and subtle triumph. Katt Williams' reputation had soared for his ability to handle the situation with precision, while Michael B. Jordan's measured responses showed restraint, intelligence, and awareness of the stakes. The aftermath continued to ripple across social media. Memes, reaction videos, and analysis persisted for days. Every subtle gesture and post became a reference point for future discussions. Fans reflected on the lessons. Influence isn't about the loudest words, but the calculated delivery. Reputation isn't just defended through confrontation, but through control of narrative and perception. By the end of the saga, one undeniable truth emerged. The story wasn't just about